I welcome us to the January 17th Town Board meeting, our first meeting in our new Town Hall. I hope you enjoy the view. We're going to get started with the Pledge of Allegiance. The flag is behind us here, and a moment of silence. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to start with public input, but I am going to make a statement that I think the recent outburst at our last meeting was unacceptable, and I don't accept that anymore. I ask that when you get up there and you talk to us, you talk with some respect to everybody that's sitting here, and that will not be tolerated anymore. So, public input, we're open. Yeah, back there.
Sandy Capriglione. The new res building, that's done now?
Yes, we got a checklist. I think Al's either coming down tomorrow or early next week. We're gonna just look at the checklist. It's minor stuff. I mean,
Okay, does it have a CO or does it get a CO or no?
actually, I'm sure that it has to get a CO, and I will go to the building department,
Okay.
show it to Gary. I'm sure that there'll be no problem with that.
Okay, and then, I wasn't at the last meeting, but I did watch it, but I noticed on tonight's, agenda, there is the appointment of the deputy supervisor again. thought
I
that
never
was-
actually appointed her at the last meeting. So, there was discussion, there was this, there was that, and Desiree and I both looked at it several times, and we realized that I never actually appointed her, so I will appoint her tonight.
Okay, now I know Mr. McKay had said that it was just a courtesy. I guess that's the way it's been all these years, just a courtesy, but as far as the salary, you can set the salary as well, or the board has input on it?
We've already voted on that in the budget. The salary is in the budget. It was approved when we approved the budget, so it doesn't need to actually be voted on anymore because it was already voted on. Whoever became the deputy supervisor would receive the $1,200 stipend.
Okay, but I guess my question is, so if you don't vote it in the budget, I mean, the board members have control over the salary, but not the appointment,
Correct, but the salary has already been approved.
established.
If they
Okay.
decided it to be either higher or lower in the next budget session, that's when it's done.
Okay. And then lastly, at the October 10th Village Board meeting, Mayor Queenan had made a statement that he had received a letter from the town clerk requesting a meeting of the two boards regarding the lawsuit. But then he went on to say that that afternoon, he had been told that, yes, he had been informed that the town was appealing the decision that was favorable to the town in the lawsuit. So,
First of all, you mean at the January 10th meeting, not
oh, I'm
in
sorry, what did I
October.
say?
It's in October.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
I
okay.
meant
I was
January 10th.
trying to figure out
I'm
what you were
sorry.
talking about at first.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I meant
I
October 10th.
will defer to Joe on this.
The town does want to meet with the village to discuss possible settlement. A motion was filed, 2 motions were filed. And essentially, filing the notice of appeal just protects the town's interests. It's not an indication that they don't want to settle. It will resolve it with the village.
But doesn't that require expenditure of more money to appeal something?
We have 6 months to make that final.
Okay. And was the decision to appeal the whole board's decision?
That was my decision as litigation counsel.
your decision. So the board had no input on that.
I don't think we actually met on it.
No, because I don't think that there's really an issue for the board to discuss. The matters in litigation, as the litigation proceeds, I don't necessarily ask the board if, that there are deadlines I have to respond to, discovery demands and other things, which I do under the authority that the board's given me to prosecute the case.
I understand that, but if a decision came, from the way I understand it, came down that was in favor of the village, and the town board has said publicly, especially, Mr. Hunter, that they would like to meet and try to resolve issues, I don't understand why, on one hand, you would wanna meet, and on the other hand, you're saying, oh, but wait, we're gonna appeal.
Actually, what happened is there was actually no decisions on that. She actually didn't make any decision. It was a problem. Is that correct, Joe? She actually didn't,
Let me
okay.
try this one more time. The litigation proceeds, the judge has issued an order. The attorneys must do certain things under the order. We have time deadlines to prosecute a case. That's wholly different from still trying to resolve it.
I understand that.
And I said, filing the notice of appeal simply preserves the town's rights. They don't have to make a decision for months as to whether or not they want to perfect their appeal. It just preserves their ability to do so.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, we'll move on to the board meeting. I need a motion and a second to approve the acceptance of the minutes of 1/3/19.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Approval of abstract number 2, Desiree?
Abstract 2 contains vouchers 2019-0060 through 2019-0137 and totals $289,843.32.
Motion.
I'll second it. All in favor? Aye. 1 second, folks. Okay, approval of the budget modifications.
The first is a modification to the 2018 budget by increasing A 1010.453 ambulance gas by $606. Increasing, there's a typo in this one, it should be A 1220.100 supervisors personnel services. For some reason it says A 2220, which isn't a valid number, by $4,777. A 1620.100 building grounds personnel services by $3,064. A 1620.400 building grounds contractual expenses by $900. A 1620.470 building grounds repairs O&M by $900. A 1620.475 animal control repairs by $691. A 1620.474 parks repairs only by $416. A 1620.493 historical library repairs O&M by $67. A 1603 vital statistics by $210. A 2401 interest by $14,021. A 3410.100 ACO personnel services by $300. A 3510.453 ACO gas, oil, and repairs by $500. A 4020.100 registrar personnel services by $210. A 7110.402 parks electric by $1,800. A 9060.801 HRA MVP by $7,400. Decreasing A 9060.800 hospital medical by $7,400. Then to the 2019 budget, we're increasing A 1620.447 renovations of Town Hall to Justice Court building by $100,000 and decreasing A 962. There is no name for what that is provided for $100,000. You've had 2 of those in your packet, only one of them should have been in your packet, just so you know. Then the third one to the 2019 budget, increasing A 599, again, there was no name of that provided, by $40,000, A 8510.445 beautification lease by $40,000. And then the last of 2019 budget, increasing SMB 3120.100 police personnel service by $132,572, and decreasing SMB 3120.101 officer full-time Thursday through Monday by $109,500. SMB 3120.102 police officer canine services by $23,072.
Thank you. Just one comment on that. The first one, which had to do with the ambulance and the gas, I did meet with the ambulance corps. We budget $5,500 a year for them, and I saw that they were gonna be going over this year. So I went down to meet with them and just simply explained to them that we would pick up the tab. They offered to pay the difference, and I said, no, I think that's a responsibility of the town, and we will gladly pay that difference. So that was the reason why it's over on the gas. I think that for someone who probably needs them at one time, I don't want them running out of gas when they're coming to my house. So, and the same for everybody else in town. So we gladly picked up that difference. So I need a motion and I need a second.
Make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, we had a meeting to go over this first thing on new business, in our work session. And basically what we're doing, I have here is an approval to allow an Arab to go over and above the town property easement. What this really is tonight, what we're doing is, I don't wanna go through all the work of doing this if the town board is not going to at least move forward with it. We've come to a conclusion that we will move forward with it, on the condition that they meet, Joe's gonna come up with what needs to be done, and Al, and upon that, we would, come back to the board and move forward. Right?
Right, as I understand it, the board is just simply acknowledging that the applicant can submit in applications, and we're gonna require the applicant to submit an escrow with the application to cover any of the engineering or legal costs that might be incurred by the town. And then the town will consider the application in the future and make a decision.
Correct. So, I need a motion and a second.
I'll motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
No.
What are you exactly motioning and seconding?
We're motioning that we're going to move, you want to explain it?
You're accepting an application and an escrow, that's what you're motioning?
No, what we're saying is that we're gonna proceed with it. I don't wanna go forward if everybody's against it or if it was gonna be voted down. It doesn't mean that it's, they can now put an error up tomorrow, that's not what this is about. This is about us moving forward. There are things that Joe needs to look up. We need to come up with a contract with them, and they've gotta be willing to do all of that, otherwise it doesn't go forward.
I'm sorry, that wasn't clear. And one of you voted no, correct?
Tim?
Thank
No problem. Number two, authorize the supervisor to sign an MOA with UPSI, the union, on the healthcare agreement only. I think I sent it all to you at one point, we've all looked at it. Bob and I met with them today. I think we're really close to finishing this agreement. So we need to move forward so that those that wanna get on the, MVP plan can be on in February, starting February, so I need a motion and a second to approve the MOA.
you. Is that staying as submitted, or are there any?
Yes, well, no, we went through it again, and basically what it's saying is, the way it works out is that, I don't, if we talk, what it is if they prematurely, retire, before the age of 55, they've got to, let's say they got their 15 years in, and they're not 55 yet, they have to pay the full price of whatever it is that they're getting on night shift. And then once they reach the age of 55, but most of the people that are involved here are, they'll all be on MVP by the time this is in effect.
But that was not what we talked about. when we talked about was whether when they reach Medicare eligibility age.
Well, I would ask that we put it in there then, okay? Medical, right, because it could be older at a later date.
Right, because they have to, retirement's dictated by the retirement system, not by
Correct.
you guys. So
Correct.
they have to be 55 and have so many years.
Right,
So your contract, unless that changed, said that they would not be eligible for retirement insurance in retirement unless they were retirement eligible, which means 55 and whatever their tier requires in the.
right, because now it's 62, I think, with the new tier.
So, yeah, and 15 years for some
Right.
for supplemental tiers.
Right.
But the question I had with you was that you said when they reach 55, when they reach
65,
but
and
we
you-
were going to
yes.
change it to medical.
And I will make that change here tonight and let them know about it. So with the,
So are we gonna approve that?
no, they're gonna have to, our approval will be based on that, and I think we had discussed it at an earlier time also with them, that they have to approve it with the age of, was it Social Security retirement?
Medicare eligible.
Medicare eligible, correct.
And I guess the only question I have is, so let's just say the contract goes to arbitration, lack of better terms. We can still move, we can separate the two, you have the healthcare, and we go to this agreement, but let's just say we can't come up with a settlement with upstate. It sounds like we're close, but worst case scenario, it doesn't. Does that toss that portion out, because now we're going to potentially binding arbitration?
You know,
Well, the MOU is just about the healthcare.
It's
so it
simply
should-
the healthcare
So
issue.
it's stripping that out.
Strictly, yes. And we had a very good meeting today. I think that one more meeting and we'll be able to present the contract to the board.
Yeah,
Uh,
Councilman, my only concern was as the health benefit administrator, I'm responsible for tracking these things. So I wanted to make sure if there's gonna be different criteria for different groups of employees, I wanna make sure I have it understood. So, because when we reach Medicare eligible, you would come off MVP and go on to, and it would be whoever, the spouse or the employee, whomever first.
Correct.
So that, I wanted to make sure that was clear, because if not, then I have to track it differently.
Yeah, yeah.
So my question to you as the administrator, being that it's an MOA, do you need to define how many are on MVP versus national?
I do not, but the MOA has to state in it, and it doesn't, about Medicare, when you become Medicare eligible, you will come off MVP, because MVP does not offer Medicare eligible coverage.
Right.
So if the spouse or the employee, once the employee retires, and the spouse or the employee turns Medicare eligible age, which we were saying 65, but we
Right,
corrected that
because
when
it
we did
is,
the
it
other
is
one,
now,
It
but
could
it
change.
could change.
then that changes what I need to do with their enrollment. And right now, all it says is that when you turn 55, I forget exactly what it says, but it doesn't mention the Medicare eligible part. I think it says when you turn 55, you'll come off MVP and go on to NISHIP, which is not the case.
Right, it isn't the case. And I explained to them today that you can still stay on the MVP until you're Medicaid eligible.
I thought we were saying they had to stay on the
Yeah,
MVP.
yeah, correct. But they just wanted to make sure, they thought that, once they retired, that they would lose it, and I said, no, you can stay on, they were confused about the age.
And and as was I, because it didn't say that in there.
Okay,
And
so
that
I
was
will,
clarified.
I will let them know that that the board has approved it on the basis that they, and I don't think that will be a problem, because, we were discussing, right, Bob, we were talking about that today.
Yeah, we spoke about that item with them today, and they understood it, and we're good with it.
Okay, so I need a motion and a second. I will make the motion, I need a second.
I'll second it with the amended change.
Thank you. Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you, appreciate it.
So Desiree, that would be, sorry, February 1st enrollment?
Yes.
Is the target date?
For them, yes.
Yeah.
We need to authorize the hiring of Susan Spectry to the position of a UPSI real property data collector for 20 to 29 hours per week at 16:36, and her starting date, I think I said to you, was the 22nd? January 22nd. I need a motion and a second, please.
I'll motion.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion?
Is she replacing,
That's what I'm saying.
she replacing number 4?
She replacing.
No. No, they're two completely different things.
So is this a replacement?
This is in, this is,
Who's Catherine?
Oh, it says resignation.
Catherine and Gloria. No, this is in, the assessor's office. This is for real property data. One of the girls moved over to the,
I was just saying, is this a replacement for the person I moved over to?
correct,
Jen.
correct,
Okay,
Correct.
Jennifer,
For
yeah.
Jen.
okay?
If there wasn't a second, I'm second.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. All in favor?
Uh,
Aye. We need to authorize the resignation of Catherine Bergia, effective, at the end of January 8th, the day, the workday, tomorrow, January 18th, 2019. I'd like to just simply say that, well, we were in a stagnant position of not having a supervisor, the library director. She stepped up and did a tremendous job for the town, and I said it to her personally. I gave her a call, she was on the phone, and I thanked her personally for all that she did for the town of Woodbury, and I'm sorry to see her go, because I thought she was a great asset for the town. So I need a motion and a second to accept that resignation. And we did receive the letter, you received it, correct?
I did, are you accepting, with regrets?
With regrets always.
I'll make that.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now we've got the authorize the hiring of Cameron E. Bauer to the part-time position of ACO officer, UPSI, Table A, Grade 1 at $16.36 per hour. And it says it's part-time.
And is this because of the Monroe
Yes,
agreement?
that's one person, yeah.
Okay. And just once again, just to refresh the public's mind, we're getting money from the town of Monroe, so that's basically what's funding this.
Correct.
Correct.
Oh, I thought this was the other part-time position that's vacant when Dana resigned. She's got,
No, I know,
right,
I know, but we have to replace, so this is
she's got 2 vacancies right.
correct, but at least this is one of them that can be used for that. And I think she has a second one coming up.
Possibly.
I would also mention to the board, because I know that we spoke about making Nicole full-time. Apparently Nicole doesn't want to work the full-time, so we've now got 3 part-timers. Don't actually, but
I'll make the motion.
thank you.
Second.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Okay, and now we need to appoint our town clerk, Desiree Pavin, as our voting delegate for the Association of Towns annual meeting, and the town tax collector, Carol Herb, as the alternate voting delegate.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. All in favor? Aye.
It could be all one motion?
Yeah. And at the next meeting, we will be going over the proposals for the, that Desiree will be voting on. Old business, as Sandra Capriglione brought up at the last, just a few moments ago, I'm going to appoint council, because I never got to do it at the last meeting. I'm going to appoint Councilwoman Jacqueline Hernandez to deputy supervisor with the pay of $1,200 as approved in the adopted 2019 budget. So congratulations, deputy supervisor Jacqueline Hernandez. You're welcome. Okay, department head reports. I have the town clerk's report for December 2018. I have the buildings and grounds, which I just received by the end of the day. It is on the webpage, but I will make copies and put them in your box, which is upstairs in my office now, just so you guys know.
Is this just for this month? Or they all-
Just this month. They got
all
this
month
month.
still, right?
The buildings and grounds was for November and December.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 2 months. The ACO report, December 2018, we received. The police communications report, December 2018, we received, did you get me the beautification committee? Because I didn't really get to see it today.
I emailed
Okay.
it to you yesterday morning.
Yeah, okay, but I thought so. We did receive the beautification committee minutes, January 3rd, 2019. The library, December 2018.
Actually, that's not correct. It's, the library minutes is January 2nd, 2019.
That one is December.
You do, but it's not. It's from their January 2nd, 2019.
Okay. The January 2nd, 2019 meeting. And I did not receive anything from the Parks and Recreation. If I'm not mistaken, they didn't meet that last month. And the budget versus actual for December, I was told today by Eileen that that does not get put out until we finalize the year. So we don't have, we have something, but it's not finalized. So I'm gonna go to the town board member comments. Jackie?
I just want to thank, I want to go through, I was looking through the reports from the departments, and I just want to highlight the animal control. I know that it's probably one of the departments that doesn't get a lot of attention, but we want to continue to support, because of course, any animals that are found, they are the ones they handle so that we're not overrun by cats. I want to encourage the community to continue to adopt. We saw a number of adoptions this past month, and just to continue to support, to encourage the community to support by adopting these animals that are in ACO, as well as to continue to donate. That supports our efforts to provide homes for these animals. Also, I wanted to just talk a little bit about the couple of initiatives that we wanted to do this year. One of the areas that's of interest to me is clean energy for our community. And so we were a couple of months ago, Supervisor and myself were able to attend a solar energy workshop that was held. And there are a number of different projects that we were looking at, one of which would hopefully be for the Gasho property. In terms of use of this property and also encouraging clean energy, we're going to be looking into ways that we can use this property, bring revenue into the town, and to promote clean energy. So just one of the initiatives that I was looking into that I'd like to work on, and of course the website for the Parks Department. Thank you.
Michael?
Just basically, just want everybody to be careful. Apparently we're pending a big storm coming up in the next 2 days. Apparently there'll be some ice coming down, so power lines and trees, so just be careful as you drive or come out to your front door, because you never know if the power line is down. Otherwise, if not, obviously all our emergency numbers are pretty much on the website, so if anybody needs to contact O&R Central Hudson.
Thank you, Michael. Councilman Lumber?
Just a big thank you to all the town employees who made this move possible. It was a heck of a lot of work, and it's still underway. And just remember that this is a work in progress. We still have to make modifications and adjustments here and there. So have patience, and we'll end up with a good facility. And, we need signage outside and different things, but in a few months, we'll all be glad that we're here. That's it.
Desiree? No?
I just have a few updates for the board for the 10 o'clock session.
Okay. I would like to take this moment to introduce one of our newest family. What's her name now? I'm sorry, because why don't you bring her up so that people can see her? This is Officer, the K-9 officer, Korea, and her name is Nika. You gotta look that way. She will start training with Officer Korea, February 4th. And you can't have my tea. Thank you. I opened up the meeting with a discussion on the behavior. I was the subject of that behavior, and it was stated that I do not get back to people for being transparent. Well, I received an email from Ms. Kraus on December 19th, asking for certain information on what's been spent in the new building. I responded back that same day, and I stated, Robin, as of this date, we have only spent monies on the furniture and testing for molds. No work has been done, nor money spent to date for any work in the building. I thank you for using the webpage. I hope that it was enjoyable and helpful. I got a response back. Thank you for your quick response. You mentioned the renovations at 615, putting up a wall, separating the assessor's office, and adding doors. I am seeking the actual cost of these items as well as your response, furniture, mold testing, and such. Basically was the same question I was asked the first time. So, I did not respond again, but what I did was, once they did start to the construction, which was, I mentioned at the last board meeting that they were just starting, I wrote back and said, once the work is completed and vouchers start to come in for 615, you are free to file the foils for the information that you are seeking. My office will gladly get back to them, to the town clerk, in a timely manner. Thank you. I'm reading this because I'm getting tired of people getting up here and just spouting out stuff that's just not true. If you want to come on in here and try to attack any board member, you're gonna get a response from now on, because it's not fair and it's not right. And when people start getting up there and keep spreading the same rumors or the same misinformation, then they think it's fact when you don't respond back. So I have responded back to this, and I think that to say that I don't get back to you when you thank me for getting back is just wrong. And lastly, I haven't been able to tell the entire board because I just got this at around 4 o'clock this evening, but I applied for a grant with our then Assemblyman James Schoofus, for repairs and work to be done on our town court once we move. And I'm very happy to say that I received a letter today from the senator, now elect, no longer elect, our senator, that we received $300,000 grant from the state of New York to do improvements on the court. And I think along with our $350,000 that we have in reserves, we should be able to do this work for the town without increasing any taxes at all. So I want to thank our senator for all the work that he's put into this, and that, speaking for the town and my town board, and you're more than welcome to say something, I thank them very much for what he's done for the town, because I think that it's going to be a beautiful building. Well, we're kind of doing work on it now, but I will get in touch with the senator and find out. What's the matter? You're warm?
It is, it's because it's a smaller room, everyone's whispering, we can hear.
Yeah, the whole conversation.
The whole conversation we can hear, because we're a smaller room,
Oh, sorry.
so maybe we can encourage that not to happen.
It was all
Yeah.
business, trust me.
I'm sure.
Thank you.
It's just with a smaller room, you're overstepping that.
Okay, so besides that, I hope you were able to hear my announcement over all that noise back there. But I thank once again, I can't thank the senator enough. He's really been a friend to Woodbury, and what he's done is gonna make that building a tremendous building. So I thank him, and I will open it up now to any councilman that wants to mention anything on that subject.
Thank you, Senator Scoofus, and just real quickly in regards to the grant, is it 300,000 all at once we can get, or is it you have to spend 100,000 year one, year two, another 100,000?
No, it's a $300,000 grant. I will get all the information from him. I'm hoping it doesn't take 1, 2, and 3
Yeah,
years.
no, I understand. But plans
Do
to
you
But
want
what it is,
Well, first of all, thanks to Senator Scoofus, but the question is, did the letter specify any restriction, anything we're able to use it?
it's used to renovate the new court.
Okay, good, all right.
And I told him that whatever he got us, we would match, because I have it, and I think it's a great thing. It's a great thing for Woodbury. Okay, we're going to close this meeting. We're going to, first we're going to do a presentation for the police commissioners. The chief and the lieutenant want to speak to the town board. We'll keep things going. They can do it in public. There's no reason to go into an executive session for that. And then we will go into an executive attorney-client privilege with our attorney. So I'm closing this meeting. I'm gonna adjourn the town board meeting, and we're gonna open up the police
We
commission.
need a motion and a motion.
I'll make the motion to close the
I'll
meeting.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I need a motion to open up the police commissioners meeting.
So I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Have a good night, y'all.
Have a good night.